on, so we have Chatri Sityodtong. If you have any questions, just please raise your hand.
Hello, hi, how are you? Okay.
Okay, first question.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I guess first question is thoughts on that main event, initial reaction to that.
Man, I mean, the whole card delivered. You know, you saw. It was like, it inspired, it made you laugh, it made you cry, it made you dream, it made you full of gratitude. Brandon Vera, you know, the storylines were endless. Jared Brooks is the man. You know, he is the best strawweight on the planet. He proved it tonight. Ultra close fight. I'm sure they're going to rematch in the future. Joshua was one good punch, one good kick away. I don't know whose mic that is. So Joshua was one good punch, one good kick away from winning the fight. If he had rocked that last round, if he went for it, right? That was the only thing that I think I would have done differently. You know, if I was Team Makai, I would say, go. You know, you're down by very, very little. It wasn't like he was down by overwhelming. No. Yeah. So the main event delivered for sure. Great fight. But again, the whole night, the whole morning delivered.
Just following up on the main event, Jared Brooks asked for a fight with Demetrius Johnson. Is that a fight you'll entertain?
Yeah, it's definitely something I would entertain, but I don't think it should happen now. You know, if Jared had blown away Josh, then I think okay, there would be some merit. But again, it was a squeaky close decision. But man, I mean, Jared is good. I did not think Jared was going to win on the feet. I thought, you know, if you had asked me before the fight, I would say Jared has to take him down, ground and pound him, and eventually TKO him or win by decision on those takedowns. But he got zero. I think he had 0 takedowns, right? Oh no, he had two. One legit, right? I think one legit one in the 4th or 5th. I think I can't remember, but other than that, it was super close. Yeah.
And I'll just recycle one question from this morning. Other than the main event, you know, any favorite moments from today?
Any favorite moments? It's a blur. There were so many first round knockouts. You know, I don't even. It's a blur. So many first round knockouts. I would have to say my favorite fight of the night was one of the Team Lakai fights. John Lowe. That was my favorite. John Lowe kicked it off. Yeah, I agree. I think John Lowe is a future world champion.
Thank you.
Yeah, he has all the right elements. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Next question. It's okay.
Sir, just a reaction to what Jared said that ONE Championship is way better than the UFC. Yes.
You know, it's way better. First of all, we're bigger. According to Nielsen, came out with that industry report 8-9 months ago on the TV metrics and social and digital. We are bigger. There's no question in terms of viewership and engagement around the world. I believe that you know, I'd love to see a UFC versus ONE, champion versus champion. I believe we'd win our fair share. I believe they win some too. But I do believe we're the better organization. Again, like I said, if you look at roster quality, okay, what is an average athlete in ONE? He's she's a world champion in one discipline or more. Prior to joining ONE, like a Bushesha or something, you know, at the highest levels, or like Anatoly, who was, you know, Russian wrestling champion and amateur MMA world champion, and the pedigree of these guys is just different level. You know, I think the average athlete who gets signed by, you know, UFC's, I don't know, 8-0 in LFA or 10-0. He did collegiate wrestling for 4 years, and maybe does Muay Thai 3 years. Here you get the best of the best in every single discipline. You know, you get the Rule Tola brothers, Mikey Musumeci in grappling, Bushesha, truly the pound for pound greatest. You get striking at the highest levels in Pantayak and Super Lek and Rotang and etc. Then you get, you know, super fights. You get, you know, mixed rules fights like Stan Fairtex and Anissa Mexen. Anissa Mexen, the greatest pound for pound striker, female striker on the planet. Georgia Petrosian or Superboy in kickboxing. You look at VJ in mixed martial arts, and I'm telling you, Anatoly will beat any heavyweight worldwide. If you look, and I'm speaking as a lifelong martial artist, Anatoly is the complete heavyweight. There is no other heavyweight on the planet that's complete. National champion, wrestling champion, Russia. Amateur MMA champion, black belt jiu-jitsu, one punch KO power in boxing. Name one other heavyweight that is 12-0 with a, I think, 90% finish rate. So you look division by division, I'm telling you. And I think if, Renier recovers 100%, and is mentally still there in terms of his confidence, he is the best middleweight on the planet. He would strangle the hell out of Alex Pereira. He would strangle the hell out of Adesanya. Not even, first round, right? These guys don't have grappling, they don't have wrestling. So again, I think we win our fair share. I think UFC won, but my dream would do one versus UFC, and I think it would be the biggest martial arts event in history. Full stop. East versus West, the whole shebang. Although I think both UFC and ONE are not East or West anymore. We're both global giants, right? And then lastly, you ask our athletes, who's happier? Which roster is happier? Which roster has a great relation with their boss? You tell them, because I understand them, because on one side, the other boss has never even stepped in the ring, has never even stepped foot in a martial arts school. I've been in martial arts my whole life. I understand martial arts at the highest levels. I have empathy, I have compassion, I love our athletes. And all of that comes out. And again, that's why Jared is talking about, he's not the first guy to say that ONE Championship treats its athletes so well, right? So yes, I think Jared's right. Yeah.
Dan?
Hi, Chatri. What a roller coaster day that's been for the Philippines. Two questions. First of all, we've seen games that are coming off a 2-year day off. I think we've seen games coming throughout the years, and I think you'd agree if we say that that's not the game he stopped saying how easily he got hit with those shots, and seeing him get stopped like that. Edward lost, Brandon Guerra retired. Do you think this night is somehow an affirmation that this is the passing, of the guard to this generation of the sport?
I'll tell you, that's life for all of us. Time, nobody beats Father Time. And it does look like there is a passing of the torch, but when you look at Filipino MMA at the world highest level, a guy like John Lowe, a guy like Stephen Lohman, these are killers. And if that's the next generation, I'm telling you, the future of Philippines is going to produce world champions once again. No doubt.
I'm sorry, I just got to follow up with the case of PA. Do you think it's a matter of being inactive, or what do you think happened there in the finished performance? Thank you, Jack.
No, I don't think it's active. I think, like I said, I think Father Time catches up with everybody. That's not to say that I don't think that Edward and Jay might have a few, maybe 1 or 2 good years left of high-level competition, but they definitely have to adjust their styles, because you can see that their chins are no longer what they used to be, and they're getting hit by shots they wouldn't have, let's say, 5 years ago. And that happens. Your reflexes are slightly slower, your counterattacking is slightly off. You don't see it, but I think fans can see it, right? So, I'll have to talk with Mark, I'll have to talk with Jay, Edward, and see, where there's at. Obviously, I don't want any of them to suffer any long-term consequences.
Mr. Chatri, 2022 was a very big year for ONE Championship. Can you just please talk about how much it means to you that you had Prime Video cards, 5 Prime Video cards this year, and how much will ONE go into the next year?
So 2022 started off still halfway in COVID, right? I think Asia hadn't really come out until September, October. So the first 9 months of Asia, Japan just began opening up in October, I think. China is still not open. So, Thailand just began opening up. Even Philippines just began opening up a few weeks ago. So it hasn't been a full year in terms of our ability to throw events, to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. But if you look at what ONE has achieved in 2022, right? On the business side of things I'm talking about. Amazon, largest broadcaster in America, or largest OTT platform, and soon to be the largest sports broadcaster in America next 1 to 2, 3 years. Global, largest broadcaster and most prestigious broadcaster in Latin America and Brazil, 200 million viewers. Amazon, 200 million subscribers. Being Sports, the number 1 broadcaster by far in the Middle East, when it comes to sports, and the largest buyer of sports in terms of media rights, the richest portfolio rather, 55 million subscribers. Next week I have a press conference in Thailand to make a big announcement. But you go country by country, we're with the biggest broadcasters, the most prestigious broadcasters now on the planet. And it's just snowballing. You know, Abima TV, people don't know, has 80 million downloads out of a country of 125 million people. We're the #1 partner there in combat sports. So the list goes on and on. You know, I think it's very clear what is happening. You know, I still say again, the world is so big. There's Apple, there's Samsung, there's GM, there's Toyota. There's ONE and there's UFC.
Next question, Nick.
Chatri, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I'm glad this might be the last double header of events. What's your feelings been like on these double cards and these 2 cards in 5 weeks?
Yeah, you know, we had to adapt to COVID, right? And at the same time, we had this new US broadcast deal. So we were juggling many things. Again, I give massive gratitude and appreciation to my team, every single person at ONE who's working so hard in our global headquarters, but also in our offices around the world. They deserve the credit. Definitely, it's been tough doing these double headers. But at the same time, we just, given COVID, given borders, you know, we did, it was still a touch and go situation. Just think about it, 6 months ago. And we typically book our events 6 to 12 months out. We have a clear vision of what's going to happen, our execution plan. And with COVID, it shrunk to 3 months, right? 6 months. And then you still weren't 100% sure. A year ago, could we have booked Mall of Asia? No way. Normally we're a year out, right? Like for example, I know right now what is the 2023 schedule. I know we're exactly in November this time this year, I know where we're going. But we booked it already, but I couldn't have done that with COVID, right? So it has been very, very difficult. It has been tough, but again, it's a record year. Record viewership numbers, record social media digital metrics, record revenues, record capital raised. The team is growing. Record broadcast partnerships around the world. Keep on growing and growing. You know that is. And since I started the company over 10 years ago, I've never taken a 40-day trip where I spend only 3 days at home. I literally travel around the world, and I'm telling you, ONE Championship is on fire all over the world. I took a tour around Asia, Middle East, Europe, North America, etc. And I'm telling you, watch, there's some big news coming out.
Could you just give us a little insight into what the format of the schedule is going to be? We're going to have a monthly prime card. Are we going to have a weekly Lumpini? Is there going to be a smaller card? What's the makeup of the month going to be? The breakdown?
So when we announce, I think in the next couple of weeks we will be announcing our full slate of events. As I said, we may hold back some. At a minimum, we're going to announce I think 60. And I said at the high end will be about 70 events next year. And that'll be the record. And by the way, that'll be the most number of events of any combat organization in the world. Full stop. Full stop.
Also know you're releasing the bonuses.
The bonuses get wired today, like immediately. Like on Monday, it hits their bank account, I think. Yeah, or whatever, right away, yeah.
Chatri?
Yes.
Considering all that happened today in the 2 events, you know, you have a terrific main event earlier this morning, then so many finishes tonight, and above all, the love from the Filipino fans. Would that somehow, you know, change your mind about holding just one event here in the Philippines next year?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you see how passionate, how much love there is for you know, the Filipino fans for ONE. So obviously that inspires me to want to do more. It's just been very tough. It's been very tough. You know, on the plane here, I had to wear a mask. I'm like, I just travel all around the world and no one asked me to wear a mask. But then they're like, sorry, you know, the Philippines, they require a mask. No, I respect it, so I will do it, of course, you know, riding on a plane. But I'm just saying to you, every country has different policies. It makes it difficult to execute, right? So, but let me tell you, I'm truly grateful to the Filipino people. I'm truly grateful to the Philippines government. We've had incredible amount of support and love for many years. I feel like part Filipino, actually. You know, I'm here all the time. I love Filipino food. I love Filipino people. I love Filipino culture. You know, I might as well go learn Tagalog soon, you know?
Yeah. Mabuhay.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Chan.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Thank you so much for everything. I appreciate it.